if you make 100,000 a year and you still feel broke, I already know what your problem is. And no, it's not taxes. It's not your tax bill. What's up, guys? My name's Rick. I'm just out here driving, talking about money like I usually do. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the biggest scam nobody warns us about, which is the $100,000 lifestyle trap. Because everybody thinks that we need it. You know, I thought that too, and I'm sure you do too. You know, we need to hit $100,000 a year to feel comfortable. And I know we all said this, you know, if I just hit six figures, 100,000, then I'll be good. I'll be able to afford a nice house, a nice car, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Six figures doesn't make you rich. It makes you feel comfortable enough to make bad decisions. And that's where the trap is. Here's what happens the second someone starts making 100,000. Suddenly their apartment turns into a luxury apartment, or they want to buy a house. Their Honda that they've been driving forever turns into a BMW. You know, the Target runs turn into Whole Food runs, you know. Their vacations turn into we deserve it trips. We deserve to have fun on vacation. You know, you don't increase your wealth by doing any of these things. You know, you increase your expenses. And that's a no-no. And now you need 100K just to survive. You know, like, come on, man. Congrats, bro. You just upgraded your bills by doing that. That's called lifestyle inflation. You know, you're in a trap when you say, I work too hard not to enjoy my money, so I need to spend a little bit, buy myself something nice. But you also fall in this. You also fall in the trap of saying, man, I need a raise. Why do you need a raise if you already make $100,000 a year? Where did the first 100K go? DoorDash, your nice car payment, random Amazon packages you order that you don't even remember ordering, that you ordered a month ago. Like, come on, man. When you're making 30, 40, 50K, 100K sounds like someone's rich. You know, you're pretty much doubling your income. You can do double the things that you're doing now. Yeah, of course it's gonna sound good, but once you hit it, so I don't know what it is, but our brains tends to make that into like normal after a couple months. Like your brain adjusts. It's just how we're wired. I don't know why. You know, now 100K feels normal to us, and normal doesn't feel, you know, like impressive anymore. We're like, oh, it's not like before. Oh, I make 100K. You know, watch me make 100K. No, it doesn't feel like that anymore. Now you're like, oh, I make 100K. Who cares? So what tends to happen now? You tend to say again, oh, I need 150K this time. Oh, no, I need 200K. You know, scratch that. I need 250K. It just never ends, you know. It's just like a treadmill that we just, like, you know, you just run and run and run and run and run, and we're not going anywhere, you know. We're just in the same cycle. We're just like building the numbers higher and higher and higher. Let's be real. This is what a 100K earner looks like. You're gonna have a $750 car payment. You know, you're gonna be paying $250 for car insurance. You're gonna be putting premium gas because you gotta fill up your nice BMW, and it only takes premium. So there's that. Now and then you're gonna be going out to fancy dinners. You know, $200, $300 dinners on the weekends. You know, yeah, that's all nice, but you look rich, but you're not rich. You look like you're financed. Like, I don't know. There's a difference. You know, real wealth is like quiet. You know. When you finance things, someone tends to be loud. You know, people tend to flex when they just barely made it, instead of being like all low key, you know, quiet about it. You know, it's just a big difference when you know someone has money. Six-figure earners, 100K guys that make 100K, they're always stressed, you know. They build a six-figure lifestyle, you know. So they just, their bills are now up to par to where everybody else. They look rich, but that's it. But they don't. I'll tell you this much. I'm sure they don't know. Their net worth is not 100K. That's a big difference. Income is what you make, 100K. Wealth is what you keep, right? And most people keep nothing, zero. So they become the same person as someone making 30K with zero in their bank account. Let that sink in. Here's how I would live if I were making 100K. I would want to build wealth. That would be the main goal of mine. I would live like I'm only making 60K, 60, 70K and investing the difference. You know, nothing fancy. My lifestyle is not going to jump. You know, I'm going to keep it just the way it is. I'm going to keep driving my nice Honda everywhere I go, even though I make 100K, but you know, nobody knows. But look, guess what? My account is growing. You know, I'm going to start building assets, you know, buying a business or a house that I can live in, you know, and then upgrade, you know, delay gratification, you know. That's where you become an adult. Seriously, that's when you're an adult, you know, because kids cry about not having things, and adults just delay gratification, and they understand that now is not the time. See, most of these people, 100K people, they don't have an income problem. They have an ego problem. You know, they want to look successful before they actually are. And that's the difference. That's the 100K lifestyle trap, you know? So don't fall for it. If you fall into this category, the 100K mark yourself, you know, consider subscribing, because we're building real wealth on this channel. You know, I'm driving around talking about this. You know, we're learning how to make real money and not to be flexing all our money, you know, not to be fake about our money. So consider subscribing, like the video if this helped you in any way, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.